Hello, I'm Yakini and welcome back to OnlyCraft, a challenge where every piece of gear I use has to be crafted. Last episode I started this journey as a Pandaren monk and began building the system from scratch instead of random farming. I followed Bisquill quest through multiple zones. First Evelyn, then I moved to Redridge, Duskwood, Lokmadan, Wetlands, and finally finishing Beast Kill Big Hunter quest in the Strangleton Vale. Along the way, I leveled skinning leatherworking, crafted my first leather gear, and started making gold through farming and auction house. But now is the time to push it forward. And there is one major rule that defines this series. I have to progress through expansions one by one, starting in classing. Before I move forward, I need to fully max both skinning and leatherworking for that expansion. Only then I continue to the next one, and the rule applies all the way through retail, even into further expansions like Midnight. So it isn't just leveling challenge, it's a full profession journey through entire history of Warcraft, and final goal, reach endgame using crafted gear only. For trinkets, I decided to make one exception to my main professions. I'm going with Darkmoon trinkets. They are created through inscription using Darkmoon cards, but the important part is they also require Darkmoon fare to actually turn them into trinkets. So, even if I get the cards early, I still need the event to be active, or I can buy the whole trinket. And honestly, for crafted only challenge, they fit perfectly. They are profession based, they take planning, and they're actually strong upgrades early on. I open mailbox and there is bunch of stuff that actually sold. So I acquired trinkets from different servers, I showed you how, so they're pretty cheap. I mean 200 for both trinkets, epic, that's pretty great. So I got the trinkets, great. I acquired few more pieces like new cloak and one ring upgrade. I learned few more leatherworking recipes, buy some materials I need. Last episode I didn't have enough light leather to go to 100 leatherworking skills, so this is what I'm trying to achieve in this part of farming. I got some medium leather, I got some heavy leather just from completing all the different quests. This will come in handy pretty much later. In this episode, I buy some additional recipes, kill some murlocs for maybe some murloc scales, but turns out it's not that murlocs that give me those scales. So it turns out there is some murlocs in Westfall that might give me some of those scales. So I go there to kill some. Find a rare murloc, and he gives me some pretty great chest piece, which I will sell. No luck for murlocs, so I kill few more beasts. Still 100 leatherworking skill as the main goal. With that I buy in the end murloc scales because they're not dropping and it's unreasonable to farm them for hours just for one chest piece. I create murloc scale belt, upgrade, it looks decently. And 95 leatherworking skill. I learn few recipes. I make few of those embossed leather gloves. I make some foods. Cooking is pretty useful, as I said before, because of the Pandaren racial. And I bought bunch of cooking recipes from vendor above on the upper part of this inn. Few more light leathers. I almost die here because I pulled too much, but I survived in the end. And finally 100 leatherworking skills, so I can move to crafting male leather items. I got some mail, so I make dark leather boots. Nothing new to learn. A dark leather tunic. Still nothing new to learn. Dark leather tunic equipped. Dark leather cloak. I make few of the medium armor kits. And still can't use armor kits on my gear. Dark leather pants. I accidentally learn Cataclysm leatherworking, but I will learn all the recipes. Next good thing I can make is toughened leather armor. I need few hides. I make toughened leather armor. Trying to also make Hillman's belt, but I don't have enough leather. I go to the Arati Highlands to farm some mob, maybe complete some quests, but I find no quest for killing the beast. So I go further north to Hinterlands. There is some quest in this outpost, the Dwarven outpost, to kill some turtles for their gizzards. And they actually drop heavy leather sometimes. So it's a chance to be either medium or heavy leather. I complete the quest, get fishing rod, which I will probably never use, go to the Airy Peak for few wolf kill quests. There's actually a rare here, and I get level 28. I might need to lock my EXP at level 30, but that will come later. So next up is Western Plaguelands. First bears for their meat. My skinning skill is getting higher and higher. But you'll see in next episode, this might actually be bugged for some reason. But we will get to that later. So the Mender Steed. There is few quests that require killing beast. First is Zenkiki. I need to help him learn how to be a druid. Plagued animals. Few more quests for Zenkiki. And the last rabbit foxes. This is a bit north in some camp. And with the foxes done, it's time to move on to the next zone. Next is Western Plaguelands. These are considered beasts. Carrion grubs. So I kill a few of those. Go back to Stormwind. I got a bunch of leather. I turn on time walking campaign, so this might help with skinning bug, at least I thought so, but it did basically nothing for me. Fine leather belt is a next upgrade I can make. Guide recommends making few of those for skill ups. This is the best. I learn few recipes, cooking recipes mostly. I go to farm a bit more medium and heavy leather in Strangerton Vale, this basilisk on the northern caves and such, because I need quite a bit of more medium leather. They can drop heavy leather sometimes, but still most of that is medium. And I can make few more items. I get to level 30, so this is the moment where I locks my XP. Next day, few more auctions sold, making few of the dark belts and scale belts for skill ups mostly. And finally, I'm in the heavy leather category of leatherworking. And I can make some Hillman cloak and guardian pants. And first shoulder pieces are equipped. It's actually Hillman shoulder pads. Bunch of auctions sold. I usually play in like 1 hour sessions or so, depending what kind of time I have. So I go to Badlands. There's this whelps west of Kargat that are pretty easy to kill, and they give some heavy and mostly thick leather. I go back to the Eastern Plaguelands to get some more heavy leather. There is more heavy leather here than in Badlands. I go back to Stormwind, learn a few more recipes, make I buy some enchants for my gear so I can kill beasts and everything even quicker. So chest, stats for chest, bracers minor agility. Level is too low for some reason, so agility on hands, boots, and the weapon, actually the handed weapon, enchant 11 agility, which is huge for my gear. I go back to the Strangerton Vale for some more heavy leather. Kill a few of the gorillas, few of the any beast basically can work for that. I go to Dust Hollow Marsh because that seems to be a good spot, because I don't like to farm too many hours or times in similar or basically the same area. I find a quest for some turtle tongues, some raptors in the north of the Dust Hollow Marsh, Feralas for some yetis, all of the bees that give me bunch of thick and heavy leather, mostly heavy leather at this point, because I'm pretty close to 200 leatherworking skill, and I can start working with thick leather. And I make few more item upgrades. And finally 200 leatherworking skills, so it means now it's thick leather time. I go to Angora to kill some raptors. There's actually devil stars which I can kill for devil sword hides. But I think I will leave that for another episode. So, quest chain finishing with Lorquali, this raptor. I kill few of the Metrodons for their bones. Go back to Stormwind to learn a few more of the Nightscape recipes. Make Nightscape headband, few thick armor kits, and Nightscape chest piece, Nightscape headband. I make few armor kits, learn some cooking, make some of the cooking recipes, bunch of items sold on the auction house. So I buy few more upgrades, 2 rings to be exact. One gives massive crit, one gives agility and something. And with that, the system keeps growing, the professions are leveling, the gear is improving, and mankind is finally starting to feel powerful. But the further I go, the harder these challenges become, because eventually crafted gear alone will have to carry me through real content, dungeons, mythic plus, maybe even race. So next episode, we are hopefully pushing to max skill in both professions in classic section. And yeah, thanks for watching, bye.